something or other.
They had it playing in the Battlefield 4 trailer gameplay thing, and now I can't get it stuck out of my head.
That song in Battlefield.
Okay, so they're like in this vehicle, like driving, like getting this like Range Rover or some shit, and yeah, it's on the radio, and I'm like, I love, like, that's like okay, I secretly love that song.
Yeah, it's a good song. Who does that?
I have no idea.
Turn around, Bryce. God,
Turn around,
Bonnie. Oh crap! Now I have to look.
Yeah, look it up. I mean, it's one of those songs that comes on the radio, and I'm like, yep, I'm turning this up all the way. And I roll the windows up so people next to me don't hear me, but they do anyway.
Okay, so okay, that's Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Oh, shit, yeah, of course. Total Eclipse of the Heart.
There we go.
Yeah,
okay.
Good song.
How's it going? Are we already recording?
Always. We're always live now. I could go off on 80s songs.
Oh, I mean,
she's...
Bring it.
Yeah, exactly. But, I think Metal Jesus, I think you and I we're similar, but we come from two different sides of the street. Because I wasn't really into the rock and the metal, and I wasn't into any of that during the 80s, and even in the 90s. I wasn't into that at all. I was really into like the new wave and pop, the Phil Collins, the Wham, the all that crap.
And I actually was too, but I owned, to give you a little insight, I owned like hardcore metal stuff, but then I was obsessed with Wham. And it doesn't make any sense. Actually, what it does, and I really just like good songs. I don't care where they come from, because they're very, the thing is, I think a lot of people don't realize that music is fairly similar. It's just that sometimes there's a growly voice, sometimes there's a distorted guitar, but a good hook and a good melody is pretty universal.
Yeah, absolutely. Completely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you, Pete?
Just checking out some news.
Not a lot of news. I mean, other
except
than
one
LucasArts, yeah.
Oh God. I wish, Mr. Star Wars Net 77 himself was here. He would be fucking freaking out, probably flipping a gasket.
Torment has passed $3.5 million on Kickstarter.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. That's a really successful Kickstarter campaign. I mean, it just shows you the power of those old school RPGs,
Makes me want to go back and play the original, I know. I know it's quite the long game, but I think I will probably before this comes out.
Yeah, and I think they're saying, 2014. What I would say is that you can bet that before then they're going to release it on iPads because they've already converted the engine.
Oh, that's true.
So I would just wait till then. Because
I'm skeptical though, because I still haven't played like a Baldur's Gate-esque RPG on there, so I'm kind of like wondering what the control scheme is really like. Because from what I heard about Baldur's Gate on the iPad, the controls are not the best.
I read that as well, although I've been following it and they've been updating it quite a bit. So they're actually on several versions from the original release based on user feedback. So I'm actually really tempted to buy it. I surprisingly, I haven't bought it, but it's because of the complaints. And also too, I'm thinking that they probably at some point will do a price reduction. $10 is reasonable, but if I can get it for $5, why not, Well, hey, Jason, there was that guy in the forums who was talking about the static on our podcast. Now, that's the first I'd heard that, and I've listened.
Static.
I think he's referring to, because Jason, I don't know the technical term for it, but because I guess our mic levels are different, and he tried and used software to like cut out background noise. So sometimes when some people speak, only when that person speaks, you'll hear sort of a fuzzy noise in the background, a tiny bit. But it's better than having it constantly. Am I right, Jason?
Absolutely. And I will go on. I haven't read that yet, but I would be more than happy to explain.
Yeah, because he created an account specifically to give us that feedback, and I was like, I suspect it's probably you're just using compression, right? Or are you doing something else?
I certainly am. Now, it changes from, here's the thing. It changes from episode to episode. Mm-hmm. What happens is it really depends on how clean everyone's signal is at the time. Sometimes we have fans going. Sometimes we have guests that have a very noisy environment. Sometimes we have extra background noise. Sometimes your air conditioner running in your house can cause a little bit of noise that comes through your microphone that you do not hear until I actually go through and compress. And I have noise reduction stuff going on as well in some of them. Sometimes I have to do it more than others. So if there's a little static in there, buddy, I'm terribly sorry. I'm doing it the cleanest that I can. Sometimes we have guests, like for instance, like we had, I just call him Nestor. We had Nestor on. He had he had some sort of echo going on with his microphone. There's nothing I can do about that, so, but I cleaned it up as much as I could and tried to get it to sound its best. But yeah, some episodes are a little dirtier than others, and I don't just mean with the content that we're talking about. So it's just kind of the way that it is.
Speaking of dirty content, though, I mean, some people are asking us to step it up and earn our explicit rating.
Oh my God. Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
Poop, dirt clods.
I mean, if they really want me to do like a review of, Human Centipede 2, I could definitely do it. I'm really excited to go see the new Evil Dead movie, though. Yeah. Not only because, it's been a really long, all right, pet peeve of mine here, but I'm getting sick and tired of all these PG-13 bullshit horror movies coming out. Come the hell on. I know they make more money because R-rated movies don't make as much money in the theaters. But all these PG-13 movies, all it is some little kid that creeps up on the screen, and it's all jump scare stuff. We need some new, true horror movies, and hopefully this Evil Dead movie is going to live up to that, because it's, first of all, rated R. It's getting some pretty damn good reviews from fans and critics, and it looks pretty gory and gruesome. It doesn't seem to be, I haven't looked into it too much. I've just watched one trailer because I honestly don't want to spoil it too much, but I don't know, it looks pretty good. I don't know if anybody else is interested in it.
I'm totally interested in it. I love Evil Dead 2, and also Army of Darkness, and I watched the Red Band trailer for the new Evil Dead, and it's brutal. It's hard to watch. It's pretty gnarly. So
I watched whatever the one where there's a tongue getting cut in half, and I'm yeah, I'm in line for it. I was thinking about going tomorrow because it's supposed to open on Friday, but apparently it's opening on Thursday nights. But I think I might wait until Friday, because then Jurassic Park is out on the same day, so I might see a 2-in-1 or something. I don't know. Anybody go to see Jurassic Park in 3D?
I'm tempted to.
I've been thinking about it, yeah.
The thing is that, it's a conversion, and so that kind of worries me.
Yeah. Just to see Jurassic Park in the theaters again, I was pretty young when I went to see that in the theaters, but it's still very memorable, and I'd love to relive that.
Yeah.
Sort of how fun it was to see Lord of the Rings in the theaters again. It'll sort of be on that scale. They didn't do Lord of the Rings in 3D, but I'd mainly just be going for the experience, not so much the 3D.
Yeah, I recently watched Jurassic Park again, and it had been years, probably a decade since I'd seen it, and it does still hold up. It's such a great movie. I don't even know if you can really say there's anything wrong with it, because the CGI still looks great, because it's dinosaurs and it's not people. And so the dinosaur textures and their skin stuff still fits into the frame and still looks pretty decent.
Did you see the Blu-ray version?
No, I have an older DVD version of it.
Because that's what I think. On Laserdisc.
I didn't watch.
Do you?
No.
Awesome. That's awesome.
I didn't watch the Blu-ray version, which is good because then going to see it in the theaters will be better. But I think watching it on Blu-ray, I haven't looked at reviews of what people have said, but I wonder how the movie would look in Blu-ray, because sometimes old movies on Blu-ray, especially with CG animation, Blu-ray doesn't do the best thing for some of those films with animation.
Well, now isn't it true that actually the majority of that movie is not CGI? Right. A lot of people assumed it was, but it's actually a lot of standard instance. Yep. Yeah, which I think will help, obviously. All those velociraptors, most of the scenes in that kitchen, I guess, are real,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Great movie. Scared the shit out of me when I was younger.
Now, did any of you, because I forget who's into what and who watches what, but did any of you watch, no spoilers here, but either the finale to The Walking Dead Season 3 or the start of Season 3 of Game of Thrones?
Negative on both.
God, I know. I watched up through Season 2 of Game of Thrones, but see, I don't really have a way of watching it. I'd have to pay to download it or watch it on Xbox or something like that, because I just don't have cable television.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
I mean, the show's great, but I wouldn't subscribe to cable to watch it. So you'll have to wait until it's out on DVD and Blu-ray or Netflix or whatever. But I feel like I have to watch the second season again because I sort of watched a recap video, and I haven't read the book, so like just watching the show, it can get very confusing as to like what the hell's going on, especially after such a long break. So I think I have to go back and rewatch. Not the first season; that one's pretty. I understand that one, but the second season, I'm gonna have to watch that again because I'm like, wait a minute, what was this character's relation to this guy? Like, it was very because the third season they just drop you the hell in. Like they don't do any kind of like recap. It's just like you just finished watching like the last episode and they just keep on continuing. Great show. I actually like it more than The Walking Dead. You know, I don't watch much TV, but it was pretty exciting to have a finale and a new season episode for two of my favorite shows because those are the only shows I watch.
You know, I tried watching the second season of The Walking Dead, and you know me. So I love the graphic novel first, and then the games come second. The TV show, though, the second season is so freaking boring. Like,
Second season's slow as shit.
yeah, I mean, it's just like, come on. It's like I'm into the third episode, and I just
It takes a really long time to pick up.
Make sure to follow us, the All Gen Gamers podcast, on Facebook and Twitter. Subscribe to us on YouTube and in iTunes. And don't forget about those iTunes ratings, guys. We appreciate those. And for all other info, links, and our forum, please visit www.allgengamers.com.